Everybody, and welcome back to the Emerald Coast. Are in the middle of late autumn, and we're down here working in the fields where we had our shell corn. Already got this plowed up, cultivated, and now we're working the digestate into the ground. Let that soak in real good. I am happy to report that all of our harvest has concluded for the year. Able to get all our crops in at this point. It's getting a little sketchy there toward the end. It was taking us a lot longer than we were thinking to get the big soybean field harvested, and we had threatening rain coming, but we managed to squeak it in. In fact, two Darrells are out working the fields. One Darrell has the quad track over on the big soybean field. We're basically disking that in. And the other Darrell is over on our shelled corn field, basically ripping that up and basically getting it ready for planting. So we're going to be running kind of solo here today, running both the Homer digestate applicator and running our supply truck to and from the BGA. This is just trying to get this applied. Over here we've got our wheat is coming up, looks quite nice. In fact, we probably need to apply some herbicide here soon. Some telltale signs of weeds coming up. Got a field here planted of oats. So that looks like that has emerged and looks quite well. That works out good. We were right on the money as to where we emptied up here. We got ourselves a new Kenworth for the BGA. Money was pretty good this year, so we went ahead and splurged on a big heavy-duty Kenworth to help us pull around the digestate supply trailer there. In fact, we have other BGA work to do here today. Once we get our digestate applied here in the field, we've got some silage to process down at the BGA. It is all ready to go, done cooking, so to speak. All we need to do is pull the plastic off and start putting some in the digester. Definitely help us replenish our digestate supply, even though we have a ton of digestate. We're going to be able to see, probably won't be able to see the quad track over there, but we could probably see the telltale signs of the quad track's progress as he makes his way slowly across the field. Okay, that was one of the reasons why we bought the quad track, like I said earlier, was because we had all this investment in these bigger fields, and as a result of that investment, really felt that we needed something a bit bigger and obviously a bit newer, so that it would be definitely more reliable. The old Steiger was reliable to a point, but We only brought her out once a year. Really work up the ground. And when you have all of this ground now to work, it's kind of important that we are as efficient as possible. Therefore, run minimal risk in breaking down. So it's definitely an investment that was well worth it. We're thinking about putting canola in over there on that soybean field. And that ought to look nice, right? The big hillside of yellow throughout summer. Or, well, I guess early spring and late spring, because hopefully canola will be a early summer crop to bring in. Barely see our drip bar from over here. I wish our mirrors had a little bit more adjustment to them so we could angle one down so we could see our drip bar. Or if we had a camera back there. That camera there, it's broke. Kind of funny. Broke by just displaying the last thing that it saw. Sometimes technology just doesn't make much sense, right? Because, yeah, we can see our grip bar maybe a little bit better over here. We don't have the pipe in the way. Out. I think we have about 2 refills with this tanker before we run dry. Go ahead and get this filled up, and then we'll jump in our Kenworth and go stock that back up. So just under 2 refills. Put the big engine in this truck because we're going to be pulling around quite a bit of liquid weight. Oh, look at all those cotton balls. Just waiting for a good price on those. Supply of straw over there. Probably bringing down some hay. Do some hay pellets. Go ahead and on in here. See what our gross empty weight is. $253,000 gallons. of digestate. And this tank here, I think, takes about 8,000 gallons. Just shy of 8,000 gallons. And boy, can you tell this thing is heavy. Just does not want to get moving. There's our big pile of silage waiting to be uncovered. Our fill weight is got about 30,000 pounds of liquid there. I think we'll park the truck down just a little bit further. We just about done this little field, this little upper field. We're working further down the road here. I think we'll put her right about here. Right across from the southern buffet. I bet you they're not happy. I wouldn't think they would be very happy of us applying this at 4 to 4 in the evening, just in time for the evening rush. Oh, that is funny stuff. Oh, there's a job to be done. There's a job to be done. Farmer's not going to stop working just because wow, we ran out quite a while ago. Farmer's not going to stop working just because it's going to smell up the restaurant or the parking lot. Alright, well, I'm just going to go ahead and continue on putting this digestate down on these fields. That's probably going to take us into the early evening. And I'll bring you guys back once we get this job done and are ready to do a little silage work down at BGA. Well, good morning, everybody. I know last night I was talking about coming down here and doing some silage after we get done applying some digestate to those fields, but you know what? We didn't get done until fairly late, and we've been kind of working hard last several days, so I thought, you know what? It'd probably be best to just kind of knock off early. Get some good rest and get back to this in the morning, and that's what we're doing. Daryl and Daryl are still out doing the work. Daryl's still up in the big soybean field, and the other Daryl is still ripping up the corn, shelled corn fields. Both of those tractors are getting their are in their keep, so to speak. Got 1.2 million liters of silage here. So that's going to give us a fair bit of digestate on top of what we've already got. Be able to apply this to all of our fields for the next planting. Hoping we're going to have an opportunity to put some canola in ground before winter starts. Have to wait and see. I don't even know how much seed it's going to take. And we should probably bring our auger wagon down here and get it filled up. Because if we run out of seed in the evening, okay, we're going to be done until morning. It might behoove us to get our big auger wagon down here, get it loaded up with seed. The smaller feed cart only seems to have enough for about 1.5 refills, and I suspect we're going to have to refill that seeder a few times. I should also bring our little supply tanker down and get it loaded up with liquid fertilizer. I don't know how much liquid fertilizer we're going to need to put in the seeder, but I suspect it's going to need to be refilled a few times too. So yeah, those are some things we need to be thinking about as far as getting ready, getting prepared for the big push to put canola in those fields. Talking about the 2 fields across the street from the dairy farm had soybeans in them. One field that's behind the sawmill, and then one field that's big field. Daryl was telling me he was quite glad that the new quad track has GPS in it. You know, the old case. Old Steiger. Made before the GPS existed. basically get her lined up. Gauge that auto steer. Comes with the GPS, and basically then just focus on the operations at hand. Listening to the disc. Hit a big rock, bust up a disc, or get a bearing going out. Best to get that resolved before it seizes. I think Daryl, once he's done with the cornfield ripping, going to move over and help me out with the Homer. Digestate down on the sugar beet field. I'm not sure what we're going to put in that field next year, but either way, it's going to need fertilizer. Guys, I think you kind of get the gist of what my morning's going to look like. Go ahead and put this camera down and focus on hauling the silage around. And it fed here into the digester. Start making us some that green energy, they call it. Till next time, happy farming.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.